Ladies and gentlemen, very quickly, may I please invite Shri Gurdeep Singh ji, CMD NTPC, to kindly please address the gathering.
Good morning. Respected Sri Balaji, Secretary MNRE, respected Sri Sai Saab, who has been my leader, who has been my mentor for quite some time, I think at least 3 years, and continues. Ms. Tripti Thakurji, Mr. Dhruv Prakashtaji, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me thank PFI to organize this event, which I think which has been elaborated by Mr. Purkastha, that this is one of the very, very important topic, and same thing echoed by Ms. Thakur. Let me confess before starting saying anything that I have not prepared anything for this event because I was not sure that I have to speak on this. But nonetheless, I think being in the power sector and observing many things on day-to-day basis, I think without any doubt that distributed renewable energy is going to be one of the vital part of the energy transition, which is inevitable anyway, whether we accept it or not. Although we will have to rely on the coal-based generation for few decades, and we cannot undermine the role of the coal-based generation. But renewable energy is one thing which is getting more and more importance for its merit, not that this is being thrusted upon anyone. And rightfully it is called distributed renewable energy. I think we confuse between energy and power. And rightfully this is called as a renewable energy. And when it is, I'm emphasizing on the renewable energy, we should not be looking at this is the power supply which is going to be done in the microgrids, or it is going to be the rooftop solar which is going to provide during the day power, and then we can store in the battery and we can utilize in the off solar hours. So renewable energy can be utilized in many more ways what normally we think of. And one of the best solutions for this one can be that we can start thinking some energy storage solutions which we have not really been talking about. I think energy storage solution today we are only talking about battery, pump storage, hydrogen. I think one area which is I would request Sai Saab to consider and debating here, that whether we can start utilizing solar thermal storage, which can reduce the dependence on the grid power. I think heating, ventilation and air conditioning coupled with the renewable distributed energy, I think it will go in a long way. That is what we are now deliberating in our one of the options, which probably has not gathered too much attention as of now, but we will request that we should work together and come out with some kind of policy paper or maybe some advisory on that, which can really help all of us. As it was mentioned, I think most of the people will be thinking that distributed renewable energy means it is only solar, PV, which is not the case. I think compressed biogas or the biomass recycling, I think this is one of the major source of energy where we can do the recycling, and this can become the part of the circular economy. Small or micro hydro plants, I think that's what we all know from centuries. This has been tried. the smaller wind turbines, I think that's another area where probably there can be some more potential which can be harnessed. But these are some areas where we should start deliberating. The solar PV provides huge opportunities. As was mentioned by Mr. Purkastha, that we have the potential of 400 gigawatt, I think that's what you said. But even if, let us say, 1 crore houses are having 1 kilowatt rooftop, it is coming to almost 10 gigawatt, 10,000 gigawatt. So this is how I think the potential can be really harnessed, and the best part is that there is no further investment in the transmission network, or there is no transmission losses which is taking place. As the grid power becomes more and more costly, there are some people who have started adopting the net metering. But going forward, there will be some of the consumers who would like to opt for self-dependent energy source through the renewable energy. To illustrate that, in our Netra, which is our R&D institute, we will be disconnecting from the grid, and we will be relying only on the in-house power, which will be renewable, to run our whole kind of activities on that. So this will be comprising of PV, of course, largely, but then there is a municipality solid waste which will be converted into some gas-fired units, which is around 400 kilowatt. And then we are working on the solar thermal, how to capture that for substituting some of the power requirement which is for the heating, ventilation and air conditioning. So without picking one or two topics in detail, I would like to emphasize that distributed renewable energy has a huge scope. It's not only limited to one area. The point is, we all know that solar energy is there, wind energy is there, biomass is around us, municipality solid waste or the waste what we generate, everything is there, how to harness these things in a most eco-friendly way without transporting it far away and trying to generate the renewable energy at the source where it is being consumed, what was explained by Mr. Purkastha. I believe that this kind of deliberations will go in a long way to evolve many new ideas and new concepts which can be practically applied. Now there are few things which most of you will be knowing, that government is very proactive and keen for increasing the capacity of the renewables, and in that there is a component of the distributed RE also, which started with rooftop solar. Then there is another scheme which is called Kusum. I believe that Kusum had taken some time, but now talking to the different persons in the different states, I think the feeder solarization is getting very fast traction, and hopefully this will not only increase the total capacity in the country for the renewable energy, but it will be helping the agriculture sector in a long way, which has been dependent on the many kinds of the subsidies. And this will be providing like the green growth or the green energy, and we will be in a position to reduce the carbon footprint in a large way. 500 gigawatt is an intermediate target, in my opinion. This is only by 2030. We should not be limiting to that, and there is immense potential to harness. The another point which was raised, that how to integrate with the grid, I think one of the responsibility as NTPC we are carrying, and we are making sure that we are developing flexibility in our coal-based power plants to give enough opportunity for the renewable energy, whatever is being produced, so that is being fed in the grid and being utilized. Although we have concerns about the gas availability, domestic gas availability, and the LNG prices being very high, so the coal-based plants are taking that responsibility, and our team is working relentlessly. We have brought down the technical minimum to the coal-based plants to 55%, and we are working how to reduce it to 40%, so that during the day when the more and more renewable energy is there, we can observe that, we can accommodate that in the grid without much problem. So some people may be having apprehension that how we will be able to integrate 500 gigawatt. I would like to dispel that apprehension and say that we are already on it and it should not be a problem. So without going much further, let me thank Sai Saab for conducting this, and I'm sure there will be many ideas which will be coming, which will be very helpful for the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, and also should be helping us, the commercial organization, to contribute in that. Thank you very much.